I'm here.
Hey, Matt. Welcome.
What's up, man?
Just sort of explaining the Hall of Fame.
Cool. That's good. I don't know how it works, so keep going.
Oh, yeah. Now, basically, you play in the events. You do the Sunday Scavenge, the close crops, whatever it is that we do at Free Play. It goes into a giant meta game that you don't see, where I'm keeping track of all the score. By the way, the scoring system is on the file section of the community group if you're that level of nerd.
Nice.
But you don't have to worry about it. We worry about it in the background. And then this whole year, we've been going week by week down the list and giving everybody their shot in the Hall of Fame with a chance to talk on the air and have their picture in this cool thing. Speaking of which, let's bring up a cool picture of our current Hall of Famer, Matt Johnson. How are you doing, Matt?
Oh, it was a long day, man. I just walked in the door,
Well, thank you
and
for joining us.
yeah. Today was fun. I got a bunch of new games dropped off in Arlington, and yeah. The usual, all right, cool, let's unload this thing, throw it in the room, plug it in, turn it on. Oh, look, it's not working right. Okay, well, let's dig into that,
Shocking.
So, yeah, it's a pretty consistent thing. But it was fun.
Did Iron Man work?
Iron Man, it's funny, it did work. And then one of the pop bumpers, like the bottom one, where the ball comes in through the skill shot and goes down to the pop bumper, it wasn't going off. And I was like, what? And then so I lifted it up and adjusted the switch, and then it was good. I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, got it leveled, and it's playing really nice. And apparently it's a very popular table in some circles, and I played a few games of it, and
Does it seem like a Stern?
other than the shots all being way up at the top of the table, I don't know. I'm not well versed enough in the techniques of what each table wants you to do. So I wasn't exactly sure what I was trying to do, but it was my first game, the fifth time I shot the ball, I got a multi-ball and I didn't even know what I did. So that was kind of weird. But then the next couple games I played, I was like, okay, so there's Iron Man multi-ball, there's Ironmonger multi-ball, there's War Machine multi-ball, there's Drone multi-ball, and then is it Drone multi-ball? I don't know. Whiplash is the other guy in there. And so I was getting all these different multi-balls, and I'm just kind of like, is this the whole game? I'm kind of confused. So
I see why people like it. It's always multi-ball.
Yeah, there's multi-balls like crazy. I got a multi-ball during my multi-ball. It's just this is crazy. So it's a good table. I was playing one fresh out of the box. It's a different experience.
Gotcha. That can't be the first time you're playing a pinball table fresh out of the box, though.
Oh no, not the first time, but every time the few times it does happen where we get your first time you're putting the legs on, turning it on, all that kind of stuff, setting up updating it and setting it to free play and all that kind of stuff. It's fun. It's very cathartic.
By the way, I don't know if Fred Boat is overpowering to you. If he is, turn him down on your end. I've got it settled on my end.
Oh, okay. I'm doing Discord on my phone, so I'm not sure that I can. But
you
it's
can.
okay.
You can. You can mute him flat out if you want to. But but I do have this music playing via Fred Boat. So what do you think of it?
It's fun. It makes me think of Killer Instinct.
Really?
A little bit. Yeah, the first Killer Instinct. With the heavy industrial vibes going on.
It definitely should make you think of a game from the 90s, but maybe not Killer Instinct.
Okay, then it's War Final Assault.
It is. It's the War Final Assault OST.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is the snow level, right? I think.
I don't have it set up. Yeah, I'm not sure. Fred Boat's on it. It's rotating all the different ones. We have for VGM Wednesday. We can actually display it on screen, but that's a whole different blade and kinds of weird stuff happens. So yeah, congratulations on making the Hall of Fame again.
No, thanks, man.
Yeah.
This song's half grav, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. One of the multiplayer levels is where this will. Anyways,
this is not your first? I think you were on the Monopoly board, right?
On the what?
Were you on the Monopoly board last year?
Yes, yeah, I was with Jason Palmer and Toya.
Gotcha. Yeah. So,
I think we were the red tiles, somewhere around there.
and I think you started that season not an employee and became an employee in the middle of it. But like,
Yeah.
it's all good. Free play employees are eligible. The only person not eligible is me.
Of course.
I don't wanna put myself at the top part of some arbitrary list just because I have to run all the events. So,
Right.
but
That makes sense.
yeah. Also, the whole point for me of the Free Play Hall of Fame is to spotlight other people, and I'm happy to do so. Also,
Cool.
I feel like we've done this segment before because we had you on during the stay at home.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
So let me just shoot the breeze with you. How you had a lot of games today? How was Free Play Arlington today?
Pretty good. It was Corey and Richard made the trip themselves to delivery, and yeah, we got everything off and kind of decided where they were going to go and put it all together, and we got a couple machines out. I can't think exactly which ones, but nothing anybody would really miss, I don't think. But we've got these new cabs. These God, what were they? My is one of them.
Were they all?
That's the
rhythm
one that
games?
looks like a. Huh?
Were they all rhythm games?
Yes, yeah. We got 3 rhythm games in. Well, technically 4 because we have 2 of the same one that we're supposed to find out how to link together. We could, we just got to do some research on how they're supposed to connect to each other. That's the one for. Wow, what was the name of it?
It's probably not a WoW licensed game. I don't think there are any of those arcade games, but maybe a WoW themed rhythm game. I can't quite picture it, but that would be cool, I guess. If you could level up in your rhythm game playing.
Yeah, I think 2 of them have like a card that you can use, where you like. Well, we don't have the cards, but you can get them. But
Okay.
they're little progress cards that you can put on. So that's a good one.
excellent to hear. Anything that can carry over your arcade experience from day to day, I'm a big fan of. Big.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've been
Yeah, that's
harping to pinball producers to add that feature for a long time, and I think, judging from our interview with the American pinball guy, that they're about to do that with their new Hot Wheels table.
Cool. Interesting.
Yes.
How does that work? What does that entail?
They have so it's their table is Hot Wheels themed,
Uh-huh.
and there are something like 350 something different actual Hot Wheels cars in the game programming. As far as like what toys are included, it's the table is customizable, so you can put your own Hot Wheels on there if you don't like
Right.
the existing ones. But there's 350 some odd real Hot Wheels in there, and you can collect them during the game. So now he didn't want to come out and specifically say it, but presumably you could put a profile together and then collect them over the course of games, as opposed to just in one single massive game that involves collecting 350 some cars.
Interesting. And the implications of that are pretty intense, especially if you were to, you could do that with anything like Pokemon or like.
I mean, Pokemon
whole bunch of
Pinball
stuff.
was 20 years ago, and it was huge. And it's really foolish of the pinball industry to not incorporate the elements that Pokemon Pinball showed that work for pinball.
Right.
But hey, fools in the pinball industry, shocking.
Shocking.
I know.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they just blueprint and copy the exact same table over and over again.
Yeah.
What?
You said the Pinballers is up next, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is Brennan supposed to be on there?
Yes.
Brennan Steele?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why
Cool.
do you need
I think the first time I ever heard about Iron Man pinball was from him, so I'd like to ask him what he thinks makes it so good, and maybe you can tell me how that works. But that's in our next segment. Or
Yeah, and I'm
But,
sure he'll be happy to expound upon it. He
Cool.
owned one. I think he still owns one, because I think
Yeah. That was the thing. He said he had it and loved it. I was like, cool. I hope we see one, and we got one today. And I'm just like, hey, this is that thing they talked about.
Yeah,
Why is it so good? I played a little bit, and I think I think I've ruined myself by playing too much Star Wars, because that's such a high scoring game. Like you can literally just drain the ball 3 times and get 12 million points. And so playing Iron Man, my first game, I got 12 million points, and I was like, oh, that sucks. Which
Nice.
it actually wasn't that bad, right? I mean, compared to I think the default high score on it is like 75 million.
Right. That's what you should be comparing it to.
Right. So I was like, okay, well, if I could just keep the balls going, maybe I'll get there. That was my only thought on it, but it's I don't know. Again, pretty nice, smooth, decent table. So
Yeah,
I'll ask him questions about that.
Yeah, I'll have plenty of pinball thoughts whenever they toss that up there. But I have not played Iron Maiden, I have played Iron Maiden. I haven't played Iron Man pinball
Yeah.
that I recall. Maybe I did because it's a re-release, right?
I don't know.
I think it is. But I may have played it the first time around. If it's
It is interesting that like the marquee and everything about it is like Iron Man, right? But of course, because they have Whiplash on it, then it also includes Iron Man 2. And if you go into the settings of the machine, it says Iron Man 2 in the settings. So I was kind of confused about that too. I was trying to make sure I was
think that's
downloading the
era
right
that it was
patch.
produced. Like
Okay.
Star Trek, the Star Trek pinball table was produced
Yeah.
after the second movie, but I forget whether it was called Star Trek Into Darkness, but before Star Trek Beyond, the third movie. So
Right.
there's lots of references to Benedict Cumberbatch's character in that second movie, but none to the third movie. Even though they're still, you can still find it out there everywhere.
Right, that makes sense.
I think it's along those lines.
We also got Funhouse in today. That was I kind of threw up my hands and said thanks, Arthur, because the last time I was in Richardson, I was talking to Arthur and just kind of looking at his pins and his lineup and everything, and Funhouse is one of like the first pinball machines I actually went, hey, this is cool. I like this, like the talking head, and I'm talking like it was I think it was like 1996 or 7 when I first found it in like a little pizza parlor. And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna play this, see what this is about. And it did, you do the whole thing with the clock and everything, and then he eventually goes to sleep, and that's whenever you have to sneak the ball into his mouth, and then you get the massive points, which usually is a free game or whatever. And so yeah, we have that one now in Arlington, so I'm gonna have to crack it open and see what we can do to help that thing out.
Yeah, I know. I look forward to playing because I've been playing it extensively here in Richardson. Because it was part of the 5-table pinball competition throughout July. Actually, I'm sure we'll have to address that during Pinballers to figure out how we're going to deal with a table being off the floor.
Sure.
But happy to see it in Arlington. Happy to see what you and Andrew and Drake do to that table.
Yeah.
It's a good one, and I just want to see it after you guys get a chance to love on it some. It's
Yeah.
It's very playable as it is. My top score was lingering around 6 million when I played it the last few weeks.
Right.
And I've been playing it more extensively lately. Are you familiar with the obvious anecdote about the voice of the puppet in that?
Yes, but I don't recall what it is.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I know he's a shared voice actor with something else.
I don't recall.
Something Midway related, isn't it?
I don't recall him doing any other voice acting work, but he does have some notable work. That's Ed Boon, creator of Mortal Kombat.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was way off then.
He may have done other voices in pinball of the era.
Wow.
That sounds reasonable. But like the Black Knight in Black Knight is Steve Ritchie, who made your Star Wars table.
Right.
He's also the voice in Black Knight 2000, Annie Shao Kahn, and
Right.
he's
Because
got a great voice.
Yeah, and didn't they use a little bit of modulation to kind of make him sound more ominous? So
I don't know. He has that voice. Like that is his voice. Now he's like 70-something years old now, so
okay.
That's why Black Knight from Sword of Chaos doesn't sound quite like Shao Kahn because he's that much older.
It's very close though. I can see the similarities.
It seems
That's
like
cool.
he's doing a decent impression of Shao Kahn, but he's not quite got the voice down. Except it's just the same man 20 years old later.
Cool. But yeah, I didn't know that Ed Boon did voice acting, especially for Funhouse. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, he also did the programming for Black Knight 2000. Been playing that at one of the competition games, so I've been on it. What have you been playing lately?
Oh man, Hamilton.
Okay, I've only watched Hamilton on a video site that we will not discuss.
Yeah.
I think it was under the title Revolutionary Twinks Do Something. But I caught word that this was Hamilton uploaded on a site of ill repute about a year ago, and me and my girlfriend at the time had a nice romantic dinner watching Hamilton from the stands on an illegally uploaded video version of it on a site of ill repute.
Nice. Yeah. So I've had friends that were into theater, where I am not into theater. I'm aware of theater. I don't have a problem with theater. I've just never been like, time to dress up and spend $80 on a seat to go sit in a thing for 3 hours with an intermission. Like it's just never really been my thing.
Yeah.
Although I'm not against it. If somebody said, "Hey, here's what we're doing, and it's not going to cost you anything," I'd say, "Let's go." But yeah, Hamilton apparently just exploded, 4 years ago, and so like here we are with Disney Plus. It's gotten this resurgence, and so now I got my first taste of it, and I'm no joke. Like after the second song in the thing, Jessica, my wife, she paused it and she went, "Are you cool with this?" And I said, "What are you talking about? This is amazing.
Yeah.
Press play." Like just to make sure we were both like into it. And then she was like, "Okay, good." And now we're going, like days upon days upon days with songs stuck in our heads, even just jingles or melodies or one-liners, and so that's been fun. But as far as games that I've been playing, at Free Play Arlington, it's pretty much been a lot of Star Wars pinball, just because that was just one where I was like, kind of game testing everything, and then got to that one, and then the force drop targets where you have to hit all the FORCE and they pop back up. They weren't acting right, like they weren't coming back up when you knocked them all down, so I had to go tweak those a little bit. And then I found myself on the next game like, okay, fresh game, let me see if I can do this, let me see if I can hit those force targets and get the lightsaber duel, which is like my favorite part of that game. And I got the lightsaber duel and I got everybody out, and then I got and then I locked the ship in for some 30 times multiplier on the asteroids, and I was like, what is happening? Like it just gave me
That's like a
300
billion
million.
points on its own. If you do
Well,
30
right.
hits
It was easily 300 million. And I just kept going and kept going. And then next thing I know, I look up and I'm at like, 2.1 billion points. And it was like, hey, I scored. But it wasn't even Grandmaster though. That was like 350. And I was like, there's no way I can get another billion on top of what I just did. So I'm just going to call it right there. So that was fun. And ever since I've just been playing a little bit of that. And
For
of
me,
course,
it's all about wizard mode. I want to get to and perhaps beat the wizard mode of whatever table.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I did get to that one time on Star Wars, but that was like a long time ago. Yes, I had I didn't even know what I was doing. I was really trying to hit the Tatooine shot, which in my opinion is like the hardest shot to hit, other than Death Star. Those two, I hate those shots. But yeah, I actually did get that one time, and I think it's like it's where the balls just keep kicking out like constantly for like a whole 5 minutes or something like that. And it was I forget the name of the mode, but it's like a victory mode or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I've gotten. It takes a lot to get to the wizard mode of Star Wars, but like I've done like the mini modes where like you're doing escape from Hoth and destroy the Death Star, and those little mini wizard modes. But when you complete them all and you do the TIE fighters to 100 and beat the lightsaber duel and all that, like the overall wizard mode, I've never come that close to. Honestly, it's the indoor missions that get me every time. Like,
gotcha. Yeah.
Whenever the green missions happen, I'm like, what is happening? And how do I end the mode?
Yeah, the green missions are like I still don't 100% understand them, but it's mostly like hit the ramps and then hit the TIE fighter. And then like if you hit a ramp and then another ramp and then hit the TIE fighter, it's like you're cashing out the ramps that you hit or something like that. And eventually it ends the mode and you get your bunker bonus or whatever, and
Yeah.
then you're done. But yeah, it's weird. And then the ones where they give you two at once, like you want me to
That's
hit
the
green
best.
and purple shots? What?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Anything I hit, I'm getting some kind of progress.
Yeah, I like that
Those
the
are
best
really
because,
weird.
just like you said, you're gaining progress with any shot, basically.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. The hardest one though is by far is the Escape Jango Fett,
Yes. Yeah.
um, or
You got to
Boba
hit a
Fett.
moving
Sorry,
shot,
yeah.
right?
Yes. Well, no. Well, it's kind of like the Megalodon in Deadpool.
Mhm.
Yeah, except it's like it's a white arrow and it's like hit right here, right here. This is what you need to hit. This one right here. You got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and if you don't hit it, then you don't escape. But if you do hit it, it's like, hey, good job. Now you got 15 seconds to hit this ramp.
Yes.
Oh, you did that. Now you got 15 seconds to hit this ramp. And it is a pure sequential order of hitting every single ramp in the game. And then eventually it's like, here, hit the Death Star. And I'm like, I can't. And, and then I lose. So I never go for that mode. It's terrible.
That's a lot of the way like a lot of wizard modes end up working as well. I like
Right.
it's a challenge. I like when I'm able to actually hit it though. Whenever I actually beat was it Royal Madness on Medieval Madness and
Yeah,
the super
yeah.
jackpot, like that's such a gratifying feeling of you hit every single jackpot and you hit the super jackpot.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. And it also kind of calls back to the reason that I like the table so much is really the lighting. Like whenever you're in that whole Escape Boba Fett, it's like the whole table's dark except for that one flashing light. Because that's the only thing that's going to do anything for you. So hit that. Period. It's very clear. It's very defined. Like if somebody's never played that table before, it's fairly easy to say, "Oh, that's flashing. I'm gonna hit it." And then like when you're doing the lightsaber duel, the way the table like goes whoa whoa and like just kind of wave. It's like somebody waving a lightsaber over the table, lighting transfers and stuff like that. I don't know. That's why I like it. It's purely aesthetic. It's all happenstance. It's pretty.
It looks nice. Usually when I get to
It
that
definitely
mode,
does.
when I get to that mode, I'm into a good game, and I'm getting frustrated that I'm locked into this mode that cuts out all the other
Yeah.
modes. But beyond
Yeah.
that, like just taken by itself, it is fun.
Right.
Reminds me of some of the modes from Episode 1, if you've played that table.
I did not. Yeah, I haven't done
Not
that
a
one.
lot of shots in that because it was Pinball 2000,
Ah,
but very like coordinated. Hit this shot, hit that shot, hit that shot.
gotcha.
Before I let you go, I heard you got DDR.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes, we do. It
opening thoughts?
is Ultramax, I think.
Uh-huh.
I think that's the one. I don't remember the subtitle, but it's one of the later ones. We changed out some. We put it in test mode, and we ran through all the switches on all the pads, so they're all working good. And
We will
it's
follow up
DDR.
with you on Saturday.
Yeah, it is. When I was leaving today, there was a kid that was already. He was like fully gripping the back bar and just starting to go to town. Like, just support his upper body and go, and he was just tearing it up. So
That's
that was entertaining.
that's high level
We're,
play in that.
Yeah, we're working on the volume levels to see kind of where it should be. We don't want it too loud to overpower, the entire front room. But then again, you got to be able to get in the groove and have some good bass to it. So we're still tweaking that. So please play it. That way we can at least still kind of experience how that should be.
I've already heard that there
So-
are players coming out that refuse to support free play, except now that you have DDR, they're on their way.
Well, there you go.
So,
We got that, and we got the other
worth
rhythm
it.
games too. Yep. Absolutely, and it should play perfectly because we've done all the tweaking we needed to today. So
That's awesome. Good luck. I know
Fun
that's a
times.
challenge. New pinball
Yeah.
and rhythm games. That sounds like. Well, I wouldn't trust a group of techs other than the free play Arlington techs on it. It's you guys will be able to figure something out, I'm sure.
yeah, that's what we do.
I announced Tuesday night fights in Richardson. It'll be Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I'm not giving up on Third Strike in Arlington. I think we're gonna do a Tuesday night fights on that rather shortly. Arthur wants to help me with a trip out to Arlington to make sure everything's like set up on the software end. And once we get that done, I think we'll do a Tuesday Night Fights Third Strike in Arlington, as it should be. And if not, then we'll do a monthly on in August. Towards the end of it. My own personal life is getting in the way. I have to move August 1st. So
yeah, I was wondering when you were gonna get on that. That's a trial there for you.
yes, lots of stress, lots of behind the scenes maneuvering. Actually, my new roommate's going to be the guy who runs the Third Strike tournaments in Chicago. I don't know if I told you.
No.
Yeah.
No, who's that?
The Jazzy Circuit guy. That arch villain,
Yeah.
aka
Okay.
Arshad Khan.
Cool.
Gonna be my new roommate, and he's gonna be a force to reckon with in about 5 different free play games.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to moving.
You just want the end result there. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I wanna have a new badass running mate. It's gonna be fun times at all the free plays.
I know you're a bit more of a minimalist than most, but if you need any help, let me know.
Yeah, I do. August 1st, that weekend. I've got. I know the Kirchmeyers are helping me. Ray's gonna come by. He lives like a block away from me right now.
Cool.
Got one other person. Oh, my old roommates are coming by as well, so they'll help me with things like replacing the doorknob and things like that. But
Nice. Okay.
yeah. It's you're right. I'm a minimalist, so I have almost nothing. Like even the studio here, the Free Play Away Game Studio, and this magical green screen is not mine. That's Ray's. So I have a couple computers. Not even a lot of consoles. I don't collect a lot of games either. Got a bed. Got a fridge of all things. Don't have a washer dryer. So it's just sort of mishmashed, and who knows. But we'll get it all straightened out, and me and Arshad will build together starting in early August. He'll be here August 2nd.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm so excited about that part. About that part. I just have to survive and get there, and all the other considerations.
Nice.
Check. Yep, they're all here. All right. Well, I guess hang around if you want. That's is a bit brief. Normally we go about an hour. We've already done the 3 questions from Penelope for you since you were on the show previously.
Yeah.
So we already know your favorite color if we go back and look at it.
Right.
She's got it in her spreadsheet. I think it was a class project, if I'm not mistaken.
That's fun.
But why don't you stick around for a few more minutes since you wanted to talk to the pinballers anyway?
Yeah. I wanted to at least ask a couple questions.